Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here, and welcome to a video all about Frost. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about how to determine whether a character is good, and what to look for when you're learning a character. I know a little bit about Frost, mostly her Ice Machine variation, so I've switched it up and I'm going to look at the Frostbite one. We're going to go through together and I'm going to show you exactly what things I look for when I'm looking for a new character, as far as how good they are, how viable they are, and just kind of how to learn them. Kind of similar to my 15-minute character series, if you've ever seen that one. That one's coming up sometime soon here. But I'm not going to do ranked matches. This is more breaking down why I think things are the way that they are. So if you're new here and you like videos like this, subscribe, because we're always trying to help you get better at Mortal Kombat 11. But let's just get into it. So this is kind of in order about how I look at things, but one of the first things I look for is their fastest moves, and does it lead to any damage. So, Frost, let's look at her frame data. So, frame data is super important if you don't know that already. Video up here, if you want to click on that to learn about frame data. It tells you how fast your moves are. So, lower the number, the faster the move. So, she's got 7 frames standing 1. I just kind of scroll down first and just kind of look for 7 and 8 frame stuff. 8 frame down 3. So right off the bat I can tell she's a little bit slow. Most of her slower startup. So her standing 1 being her quickest one. She's got 1-3, 1-3-2, and 1-3-4. So I'm going to look and see if any of these launch the opponent. And none of them really do. Okay, so that's already a telling sign to me that she's got a fast punish in her standing 1, but she doesn't really get a whole lot of damage off it just by doing her strings. Mind you, I haven't got to her special moves yet, so you know that could be a thing as well. So next, after I've looked through all the basic attacks and anything notable under 10 frames, the down 3, decent range on that actually for 8 frames, pretty nice, and it has good hit advantage at +10. So then I go through the strings. And I look for mix-ups. So, basic attacks. She has 1 low basic attack, which is back 3. So, now that I know that she has a mix-up, well, not really a mix-up, but an attack, let's go find that back 3, see if it leads to any damage. Back 3, 2, down 1. I already know what this is. Yes, and that is a launcher. So you have a low that leads into a launcher. There you go. So if I connect that with my standing 1, whoops, there we go. So we created a combo just like that. I kind of cheated because I knew this was a launcher, but from doing my combo video for Frost. But that is good to know. That yes, a good refresher. And the last hit is an overhead. However, it looks like there is a massive gap there. There would probably be flawless blocks, or probably poked out. Actually, let's do the math on that right now, since we're all here and we're doing it. So, cancel advantage on the back 3-2. This is a refresher. Did you guys watch that video? I'm testing you right now. Back 3-2, cancel advantage, 20 frames. The last hit, startup, 30 frames. That means there's a 10 frame gap. So if you have a move that's 10 frames, no, I'm going to say 9 frames. I'm going to be saving to 8 frames. 8 or 7 frames, you could probably poke her before that last move comes out. We know this by looking at frame data. So this isn't really a move that you'd really want to throw out all willy-nilly, I guess. Then you'd kind of want to hit confirm it, or shimmy. She does kind of move forward a little bit, so moving kind of back and forth in this range. Anyway, so that's not a bad option. This move is +3 on block, standing 4-3. I'm still looking for mix-ups. I'm getting distracted. So, 1-3-2. This ends in an overhead. Or 1-3-4, sorry. So that is a mix. A little bit of a mix. 2-2-3. Ends in a low. Back 2-2, 1-2. Ends in overhead. So she actually has some decent strings. They're kind of reactable, though. Ooh, that's nice. 3-4-4, double low. And that double low ends in an overhead. That's a nice string. I like that. Doesn't look like there's any gaps in that string. No, definitely not. Not there. So that's not a bad string. It starts off standing 3, which is 11 frames, so it's not super fast, but it is a high, so you gotta take that into consideration. So, now that I'm kind of familiar with her starters, her buttons here, and her combo attacks, I think I've went through all of them, basically. Back 1, 2, 1. Oh, that's when she throws her head at you. That's funny. I wonder who thought of that. Like, let's just take her head off and she can just like hit you with it. Give that man a raise. So let's look at her special moves. So this is where, before I go into this, before I look at this, if she has a low or an overhead special move, that already will bump her up quite a bit, because I noticed she's got lots of moves that end in overheads or lows. They end in overheads or lows. She only has one low starter. So there's not really too much of a mix there if they know the strings. When a character gets really good is if you can get a string that ends in a mix, and then you have a special move, and then you have two options of having to guess. And if it's bonus points if those moves are safe. So let's see if she falls into this. So Cryogenic Crown is a mid, and she can throw it all over the screen apparently. Holy shit, she just throws her head at you. Oh, and it freezes. Oh, that's nice. And then you just drop another head down for her, just like that. Man, I need that. I need that. I'll take some head from her, I tell you what. So she's got Blade Spin here, down forward 2. I'm familiar with that move. Amplified is safe, right? Well, -7. Oh, this move's -4. Amplified is a little bit more unsafe, but get more out of it. Cryo Stance. So far, I haven't seen any mix-ups. So this is a projectile. 144 damage if the amplified one hits. That's actually quite a bit of damage for. So even though this move is a little bit slow, if she manages to hit it, she may actually be okay in a zoning war. So she has some options. Options full screen. Cyberhead. Whoa. So that's an anti-air, it looks like. Okay. Weird. Arctic Barrage. This is an overhead. A little bit slow, but it is an overhead. So like I was mentioning earlier, we have the strings, the end and the lows. So let's find one. So 2, 2, 3. You could also end in 2, 2 Barrage. And there's your mix-up. So, is it safe? Question number 2. It is not safe. It's -17. The amplified version, -23. Crushing Blow triggers if it counters or punishes a low or ducking attack. Interesting. So let's test that out and see how that Crushing Blow, because we need to find out whether it combos or not. So far, it's not working. It says punish. Oh, there it is. Oh, and it does indeed pop up, so we can do something else after that. I'm not going to really figure that out, but that is good to know. So the amplified, can I do the amplified on block is my next question. No, I cannot. It's only on hit. That's one thing that confuses me about frame data. If the move doesn't come out, why does it have block advantage? There was an answer to this in Injustice 2, because Aquaman had the trait where he could get out of combos, and then that move would come out and you'd still block it, but I don't think there's anything like that in this game. Anyway, so that's really interesting. So she does have a mix-up. It's a little slow and it's unsafe, but it's there for you if you want. So one thing that I accidentally found out is that I forgot to mention was the control of the neutral. This game is super neutral heavy. So even though she doesn't have mix-ups on her normals, she has a lot of range, it looks like. That move, the mid, a lot of her special moves and strings that we saw seem to cover lots of distance. So she seems to really be played in this game, which very interesting. That's like kind of where most of the Mortal Kombat 11 kind of happens, is in this range here. That is a high, so you gotta be ready for that. Back 2. Let's see. Her low has a bit of range. That's a cool low. I like that. That's fast too. That's her sweep. Polar Pound. Apparently they have flawless block for that. I don't know how you're gonna really react to that, but okay. You do you, NRS. So she has a lot of kind of screw you neutral moves. The back two, forward two. That one as well. So I think overall, Frost is a pretty solid character. She does have some downfalls. A little bit on the unsafe side. She does have that 50-50 that we just went over, but it is unsafe. Zoning, she has her head thing, which, although a little bit slow, it can make you think twice, especially if you're trying to zone her, because that will freeze you, and then she gets a full combo. And on top of that, she has her what's the other move again? Cryo stance. So can she do them both? Yes, she can. That's kind of powerful. So she has some decent options for zoning, it seems. And then she's got some good in the mid-range. So up close, a little bit weaker, but really strong neutral, farther back. Yeah, I think she's a pretty good character. And I think she fits my playstyle, so I think I'm actually just going to play her for just a little bit longer tonight than normal. But I hope this helped you. I tried to outline all the things I look for when I'm trying to determine whether a character is good or not, and kind of the order in which I do them. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to reiterate on what I was talking about. And if you like this video, please leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe, because we're making videos every single day. Hashtag Big Dink Energy, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.
Toasty.